My name is TJ, and you suck at Arma Reforger. So far, the only real CQB tactic you seem to know is catching an RPG midair and scattering yourself into little pieces across a wide area. You also seem to be moving around like a blind goat, treating cover like a suggestion, and if you're not dying, it's probably because you haven't spawned in yet. But that's okay. I'm here to help. I got 5 tips to help you deal with your CQB skill issue and survive trench warfare longer than it takes you to say medic. Let's get started. Tip 1. Grenades. For some reason, I see you guys out there treating grenades like they're some sort of sacred relic that's only useful in the boss fight that you're never gonna get to. You carry them, you even loot them, then you hoard them, and then you die with them. In short, you're a walking ammo box that never gets opened until it's riddled with bullet holes. But let me hit you with some reality here. People really have that mentality of you throw first or you die first. If you're entering a room or maybe rounding a trench corner and you're not throwing a frag or a smoke grenade or I don't know, maybe you can throw a banana, you're already on the losing end. If you know that the area is free of friendlies but it sounds like there might be someone ahead, grenade. If that building right in front of you kind of feels sketchy to just walk into, then grenade. If you just saw someone going into a trench, then multiple grenades, just nade after nade. Keep them coming, just stack them up nicely. These things are free, right? And if you're on the Russian side, then enjoy that loud thunk sound that your grenade makes when thrown. That's the sound of you announcing your own presence to like a 40-meter radius. Meanwhile, the US side are tossing their nades silently like they're throwing a baby. Or at least that's how I would throw. So depending on what team you're on, keep your ears open and make a bright selection when it comes to picking up grenades. Because to be honest, you new guys out there are not just behind on tactics and brain cells, you're behind in audio cues too. When you're out of grenades, loot dead guys, or even better, re-arm at a friendly arsenal. You're not too good to scavenge dead guys, alright? War crimes are only war crimes if you get caught. If you die with a full pouch of nades, then honestly you just wasted every single one of those explosives. Even worse, you possibly just supplied the enemy that is gonna kill you in your next life. Don't be that guy. Tip 2. Trench gun. I'm gonna be honest, alright dude, your gun, it looks great, alright, for an American fashion show. In CQB fights though, it's kind of a joke. Long barrels, massive suppressors, humongous scopes. All you're doing is building a 7.62 glorified selfie stick that's gonna get caught on every corner that you try to peek. Now look at this. Shorter gun, shorter barrel, big mag, fast handling. This is where it's at. Does your server have drum magazine mods? Then go for it. Put one on there. If you're on vanilla though, try and find an AKS-74U and put an RPK 45 round mag on that. Look at this thing. Beautiful. Compact, nasty, sexy, and ready to erase anyone stupid enough to show their face. Now don't get me started on optics, alright, in trench warfare and CQB. The only thing you're gonna aim at is whatever is about to delete you from like 10 feet away. So in my humble opinion, iron sights are faster, cleaner, and they don't really have that chance of screwing with your aim when you lean. I'm a massive advocate of using CQB setups that don't involve a high rate of sight over bore. Basically, that means your sight is much higher than your actual barrel, and where you aim is not always where your gun is gonna shoot. Let's say you put an L-can on your gun. That looks fine, right? Sure. But if you're using a red dot on top of that L-can in CQB, that's gonna mess up your aim. You're gonna shoot walls while you're aiming over them. You're gonna shoot corners while you're peeking them. You're just better off hip firing at that point. You do you though, alright? In my eyes, you built your kit for screenshots or something, and I built mine to survive another day in the trenches. That's the only difference. Tip 3. Corner camper. Now CQB requires some twitch aim every now and then, but twitch movement? Not really. Rushing every fight doesn't make you an overwhelming force by any means. It just makes you look like a paintballer or speed softer or something. Actually, now that I think about it, it just makes you look dead, and not even in a cool way. Like, I mean, in a why did you push that kind of way. In close quarters battle, the corner holder wins. As long as you're not drooling, you control the engagement. Stop thinking that it's camping. It's called tactical waiting. The enemy wants to toss a grenade, just round the corner while he's still switching back to his main weapon. Enemy wants to peek, well, you already have your gun up, so they get sprayed with a full RPK magazine and they lose. At this point, it's not even a fair fight, and that's the whole point of corner camping. Hold the angle when needed, and don't be afraid to hold a space when it's useful. Make the enemy pay for every uncalculated dingus move that they make. Tip 4. Slow is smooth. You're sprinting around like a dumbass, like movement equals skill. In Call of Duty it does, and in Battlefield it does. In Titanfall 2 it most certainly does, but in Arma, nah. From my experience, it equals death in the middle of a road or something. Every time you round a corner like you're on a Red Bull drip with your gun down sprinting, you're just giving the enemy another clip for their highlight reel. Slow down. Remember from the tutorial you can use your scroll wheel to walk slowly or whatever that is on controller? Slow it down, lean, pie your corners. Do I honestly even have to talk about these things, since like leaning around corners is the least you can do, but I guess I just have more experience in CQB or more brain cells than some of you. Being a fast mover doesn't always make you harder to hit. At long range, it does. At close range, it just makes you stand out. It makes you look loud somehow. It makes you look clumsy. Especially once the shots are going off and you start panicking, and I don't know, it makes you too exposed. It's too fast. There's no backpedaling into cover when you're too quick on your feet. There's nothing tactical about panicking and bunny hopping into a hallway and dying mid-jump. You don't need to be fast, you need to be calculated. That doesn't mean that speed is a bad thing, even in CQB, right? Speed can be good. Speed can get you there, but it is your smooth, sticky, mushy brain that's gonna keep you alive once you arrive. You need to be able to turn on that sticky, mushy switch that says, I'm gonna try not to die from now on. Tip 5. Teamwork. Now this is a tip where most of you, if you're even still watching this, you're still gonna probably roll your eyes. Teamwork as a general tip in a tip and trick video, I mean, teamwork in Arma? In an actual public server? Yeah, it exists, and it works better than you do going solo dolo doofus mode into objective alpha with no one to cry to when you catch another RPG midair. Now this comes down to like 2 ways of playing. Alright, if you've got a proper squad of IRL friends, cool. Alright, I suggest you all watch one of those CQB training videos together, right? Maybe you could run some drills in a private game, have some fun, make some jokes about each other's sisters, pubic hair color, etc, etc. Feel special. Life is good, right? But even if you're solo, you can still make things happen. Being active in voice chat can attract more like-minded people, and maybe even attract actual people with enough brain power to then create your own little squad of people that are using the mic. If 2 guys happen to be pushing the same trench, then join them, watch their flanks, make some basic callouts if needed, but try not to get yourself spotted, and just become part of their little attack. If someone's holding a corner, don't block their shot or just stare at what he's staring at. Cover a new angle. Call out that you are covering that angle. And maybe if you both survive, you can team up. Even if you don't know his name. Or his sister. Or her pube. You're all part of the same team, right? So now all you need is actual cohesion. You don't need comms, you don't need actual orders, you don't need a $500 microphone that's the best one on Amazon. You just need awareness and the basic will to either not be the main character or to not be a totally useless NPC. The best moments in Arma, from my experience, come from random teamwork. The kind that makes you say, holy crap, that actually worked? Try being part of one of those for once. They take time to set up if you're all randoms, but in the end they're more than worth it in the long run. And you could possibly bag yourself a couple new friends, who knows? Now let me do a quick recap here before your mushy brain turns off and I mean it's almost Monday again, right? Time to go depress mode. 1. Grenades are meant for throwing away, not stowing away. 2. Make a literal Kalashnikov CQB's garden hose. 3. Buy a lot of cat toys and get like some expensive cat treats and a new plushie toy and what the... 3. Camping is neat, so buy a camping seat. I was definitely drunk when I wrote this script. 4. Slow down. It's not a sprint, it's an endurance race. And 5. Pretend to be a social butterfly while you isolate yourself from the outside world in your mom's basement. We've all been there. And for now, I believe that's all you need to know about CQB and trench fighting. Of course, I know more tips and tricks, but I mean, if I spill the beans on everything, how the hell am I gonna win any gunfights in the future? Now, go out there and stop sucking at Arma. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for showing your support on my latest videos. I'm having a blast making these. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.